Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast Radio Show, coming to you on this Monday evening, December the 30th, 2019, as we are gearing up for 2020. Sounds even crazy to say, new decade. So for all my resolution folks out there, new year, new you, new decade, for that matter. And quick reminder before we kick into this, our 47-day transformation is kicking off here January the 6th. You have until January the 4th at midnight to enroll. If you're interested in rocking out with me for the first 50 days of 2020 and really making a change in your habits, rituals, and routines, I have a podcast discount code for you guys, my way of saying thank you for listening and hopefully helping you just literally crush the next decade and starting it off with a bang. So I stumbled onto a quick post by a guy named rant today on LinkedIn, actually. And it was talking about, a decade of difference and how different your life can be in 10 short years. And it hit me like a ton of bricks because you guys obviously know my story. And in 2009 to 2019, I am a completely different human. On a lot of levels, I am the same person to my core. Even the negative things and the things that held me back are still in there somewhere. They've just been drowned out or muted by all the gratitude and perspective I now have in my life. And that's what I want to touch on here. So for you guys who maybe things haven't rolled your way the past year, the past 5 years, or even the past decade, this is for you. If you feel maybe lost with the direction, you feel hopeless, you feel behind, you feel like things just aren't clicking the way that they should, I'm going to share this message with you. And it starts off like this. A decade ago, 2009. I was not a business owner. I was not a public speaker. I was not an author. I was not a husband. I was not a homeowner. I was not an investor. I had never even left the country at that point. But what I was a depressed kid who felt hopeless, who was totally broke. I had a negative net worth. In fact, I remember driving out here to Arizona, and I had about maybe $2,000-ish to my name, and I had to pay rent the first day I was here, so I was down to like $1,500. But in reality, my net worth was a negative because I had to take out this thing called care credit, which is like a credit for like medical procedures. I had LASIK surgery done on my eyes, and I had to take care credit out for that, which is about $5,000. So my net worth at that time was about negative $3,000, if you will. At the time, I had zero social skills. I had no prospects on jobs. I'd never been here. I didn't really do any research either. My life had just sucked so bad. I figured I'd just pack up my car and come live with my homies and I could just figure it out from there. But, send out resumes nonstop to about 50 places, and 45 of them right off the bat told me I sucked. And the 5 that, would offer me a job were just the worst jobs in the world. But hey, should have had to make something happen. So that was staring me in the face with my negative net worth and no skills and no money. On top of that, I possessed what I would consider a very negative mindset about everything. I felt like the world was against me and that I wasn't really going to catch a break, and maybe the best days were behind me. I had the juice in college. I was an athlete. I was the man, and those days were done, and nobody really gave a shit about where I was at this point. And that was, I was only a handful of years removed from that. And personally, I was selfish. I really only thought about myself. To be completely honest, I treated most relationships as probably transactional instead of relationship-based, and I would look at things as, what could I get out of them as opposed to what I could give from them. And probably the cherry on top was, having an addictive personality, so being addicted to drugs and alcohol. That's kind of where I was living at that point. And just 10 years later, my life has taken a complete 180-degree turn. For all of you guys who've been listening for the past probably a couple of years or been following me on, the website or Facebook or Instagram or wherever you stumbled upon me, now if you've heard me talk for more than 5 minutes or you've met me in person or you've seen me, my life is the complete opposite of what it once was just a decade ago. As I sit here and talk to you today, I'm a business owner. Obviously, I'm a public speaker, best-selling author. I'm a husband. I'm a homeowner. We own the building that our business is in. I'm an investor on multiple levels, and I have more money today than I ever dreamed I'd ever have in my life at any point, let alone obviously at this age. I've been able to travel the world and be friends with some of the most amazing, badass humans, both as clients, athletes, and just my peers in fitness as well. I really could not have met and been surrounded by more badass, amazing human beings. I really feel like it's fake sometimes. Like, that's how awesome and how fulfilled I do feel. And I share all these things not to brag to anybody and to make you feel bad about where your life is at, or just to tell you how awesome my life is and how great things are for me. But I share it with you to let you know that right now, if you're going through some shit, and maybe you lost your job, or a family member, or you got a divorce, or you're down on your luck, or you find yourself in debt and things seem like they're hopeless and you feel lost, for one, just know that you're not alone. And we all feel that way at times, even us that have, the best of the best going for us. There's days you wake up and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing with my gifts and my life and my talents, or should I be doing something else? Should I be more responsible or less responsible, or should I plan more? Should I be more spontaneous? All of us feel lost at some point. And just know, if you find yourself feeling, a little bit depressed or sad or hopeless or not sure which direction to go, it won't last forever. If it feels like it will, I promise you it will not. I was once in your same shoes, and for many of you listening out there, I was in much worse shoes, even just 10 years ago. On top of all the stuff I listed, there's 15 things I'm not sharing with you, just for the fact that I don't want to depress you any more than I already have. But if you'd have told me that at 25 years old, just 10 years ago, that this is what my life would look like, I would have told you you're fucking crazy. I would have told you that none of this stuff could ever happen. If you would have listed off even probably 10 of the things that I've had the opportunity and chance to experience and see and be surrounded by in the past decade, I would have said that there's no way that can happen for me. Look at me and look at the person I am today. And this is not a message about, status or my accomplishments or any quote unquote success you think I have, achieved along the way. It's more a message about being happy, being fulfilled, having perspective, and having gratitude for your life, for even the smallest things. The fact that you have 2 eyes and 2 ears, and you can breathe, and you can run, and you can skip, and you can love, and you can cry, and you can experience, a whole spectrum of things that, frankly, a lot of other people can't experience. And I'm, living a life that I couldn't imagine possible even just a decade ago. I am literally living a life today that I couldn't imagine possible even a decade ago. I am friends with people I couldn't imagine being friends with. I've got to see things and experience things that literally would be shit that a kid like me at 25 years old would just dream about. And the takeaway is, if you work your ass off consistently, day after day after day, and if you try to do right by people and you treat them relationship based, not transactional based, meaning when you meet someone, it's not what you can get from them, it's what you can give to them. And if you approach it with the 51-49 mentality, I'm going to give 51 and take 49. And if you put in all the hard work and you just try to do right by people, all the good you're putting out into the universe is going to come back to you and pay you back 10 times over. And I know a lot of cynics out there, and people will say, well, Jeremy, good guys finish last. I believe that's horseshit. I think good guys might start out last and they might lose the first or second quarter, but they always win the fucking game, man. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to win the long game. And at least that's been my experience. And I think that if you give it time and you're willing to just have perspective on your life and where you sit and all the things that you do have, and you really just work your face off, it'll be the same experience for you. So that's just my quick rant to send you guys off into 2020 in the right mindset. Just knowing that, hey, if some shit went wrong, and even when you're in the middle of the storm and it feels like, man, it's never going to pass, and you just keep getting, hit by rain and hail and snow and wind, and you're like, shit, when is it ever going to be sunny? I promise you it will be. And sometimes you just got to get through the shit to see through on the other side. So here's to an amazing 2020, and hoping that the next decade is even more badass than this one is for all of you guys. And my wish would be that you guys would have, an amazing 10 years as I just had. And really, hopefully for some of you, it'll be even sweeter than the one that I just experienced. So Anything else you guys want to hear from me, hit me up, let me know, shoot me a request. I'm happy to record it. If I can speak on it with any intelligence, I will do so. And again, shameless plug here. If you are looking to make a change in your habits, your rituals, and routines, and more importantly, your mindset, I do think our 47-day transformation is for you. That program came from me, from my brain and from my heart. And I was the first, quote unquote transformation person, because I once, for lack of a better word, was a complete bag of shit on all levels of my life. And now I'm not. And so I'm the living proof that the program does work. And if you're willing to sell out to it and commit to it, it'll do even greater things for you guys, because many of you are much more positive, much more talented and gifted than I ever was. And you just need a little bit of push or encouragement or accountability along the way to make it happen when you get discouraged. And that's what this program is about. So if I don't speak to you guys, I will talk to you in a year, 2020 for that matter. And I wish you guys all the best. And until next time, eat well. Oh, hold on, I almost forgot. If you're on iTunes right now, stop. Don't be a lazy ass. Open up your iPhone, scroll all the way down the podcast app, drop me a 5-star, leave a comment. I truly would appreciate it. Or leave me, hey, better yet, your New Year's resolution. I would love to hear it from you guys. And obviously, if you're on your MacBook, your iPad, open up the iTunes icon, click ratings and reviews, write me a note, 5-star. I would appreciate it. Now, until the next year, 2020, and the new decade, eat well, train hard, be nice to people, and please, you guys, just keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy, because your life is too short not to. I will talk to you guys soon. Have an amazing New Year's. Be safe. Peace.